Damian Lillard, meanwhile, averaging just under 30 points in the first two series of these games. So it's funny, when our producers asked this question this morning, would you rather build around Russ or Dame? I think the assumption might have been, hey, one of them is an MVP just a couple years ago.
For sure.
But I bet all three of us on this panel have the same answer. Go.
I'm going Dame.
I'm going Dame, but it's not just based on what's happening right now. Dame has been healthier. Russ has had multiple knee surgeries.
That's why we're going Dame. I mean, it is based off of right now.
Okay. Well, right now and his long-term health. And I also think that if I'm ever betting on someone long-term, I'm always going to take the better shooter. And Dame's the better shooter.
For 82 games, give me Russ, because if nobody's going to match his energy.
Right.
But when it comes to playoffs, I need my guard to be poised for him to be able to knock down shots. Great leadership.
But again, is this conversation about who we're taking for the next 6 years or who we're taking for the rest of the series?
Who you start the team with?
Either one.
Right, because if I'm taking someone for the next 6-8 years,
it'll be Dame.
I'm taking the guy who shoots better, because a shooter is always going to age better.
I'm taking Dame right now because Russ has kind of declined a little bit in terms of his shot making. Like before, he was pretty good at mid-range jump shots.
Oh, yeah.
I think the accumulations of the injuries has really messed with his psyche a little bit.
Also, I think his confidence is affected.
Messed with his psyche a little bit, and that's why I don't think he's shooting the ball that well.
Well, we knew when Russ signed his contract that Oklahoma City absolutely had to offer him that supermax and get him to stay, but that also absolutely that contract would not age well. Here's a guy who, as you say, his game is based on athleticism. Athleticism declines. That is how human bodies work. So by the end of that contract, and we'll just have to see how far from the end it is.
Point of order, this summer Dame will be eligible for the supermax extension.
Himself.
I believe he will be offered it. I believe he will sign it. Will that contract age well?
I mean, I don't know if any supermax will age well, but to your point, I think shooters age, shooters. Look how well Tracy's aged. Look at him. Look at him right there with the gray in his beard. Shooters age well. And I will say this about both of these guys, and why I think anyone would be lucky to have a franchise with both of them is, you said through the season, there is no doubt Russ through the season gives you energy.
Yes.
He put that team on his back in his MVP year. His determination is legendary in this league. And I think that Damian Lillard has shown that every day he comes to work, and the leader he was when Yusuf Nurkic went down and C.J. McCollum was out, and everyone was like, oh, they're going to slip out of the top half of the bracket, and they reeled off 8 wins in their next 10 games. Right. I think he showed everybody what kind of leader he was through the regular season as well. They're both very impressive in that score. Let's go, however, to what happened last night between Dame and Steven Adams. Hard screen on Dame in the fourth quarter, knocked him to the ground. Afterward, they looked at each other, Damian clearly not happy. And Adams not only stood by it, he showed very little remorse for it. Take a listen.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a weird situation, mate. Obviously, I mean, it might have hurt. It's not my problem, really. It's his big man to let him know that there's a screen there. But he got upset with me. He should be getting upset with his big. Yeah, that's all I was telling him. And he knew I was right as well. Like, I wasn't doing anything illegal or anything. Yeah, he's got to talk to his big about that.
All right, Mac, be the judge and jury.
Listen, I talked to my producer this morning. I have here, his big man needs to call out a screen for him. It's just that simple.
You and the Kiwi on the same page.
When the big is at half court, he's there to set a screen on the guard. That's his job. And the big should know that he has to call that out for his player, or he's going to get annihilated.
And I like how Adams was like, he knew I was right. But we often see this, especially at their half court, because the guard or anybody who's coming will get the full head of steam running, and they don't see it. That's where you get the most crushing screens.
I mean, the break, you know, it was pretty amazing. During this break, I'm going to look up what the weight difference is between Steven Adams and Damian Lillard.
The other thing about Steven Adams is a tough player. He gets under people's skin. But I don't think, maybe you'll disagree, I don't think he's a dirty player.
No, he doesn't have that reputation at all.
It was a legal screen.
Yeah.
It wasn't dirty at all.
By the way, I'd like everyone to notice when I did this demonstrating, I don't have a cast on anymore. I'm just telling you people. Thank you very much.